5 months old almost.
I cannot believe it.
I know.
Parenthood isn't always something you plan for. Kendra Elliott left rehab last year and was ready for a fresh start. But she didn't know she would also be starting a family.
I didn't know what to do, and I was like, obviously I was coming off of things and just scared because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether I was going to keep him or what I was going to do. I wasn't going to abort him, but I was considering adoption.
Elliott found help with her decision to keep her son Daniel at a maternity home in Fulton.
They've helped me tremendously. Words can't describe how much they've helped me.
Elliott is getting resources like parenting classes. She says these classes have helped her better understand Daniel's development. Elliott's outlook on life has changed completely.
I mean, they've helped me so much that I'm about to move out and be in my very first own place because of them. I never thought that would happen, but it is happening.
The Maternity Homes Program Director, Ashley Grayson, says they have one main goal.
Well, we obviously want to change their mind from abortions.
But changing people's minds isn't easy.
If they're wanting to have an abortion, they cannot be here because that's just, we're trying to stay away from that. We're trying to get them to at least give life to this child. So we approach it very delicately, though, because sometimes that's like a big decision.
Jefferson City resident Danielle Rumford knows just how big of a decision this is.
When I got pregnant at 23, I don't even know if I was pro-life or pro-choice, really. To be honest, I wasn't really on my radar. It was funny because my pro-life family really wanted me to have an abortion.
Pressure from Rumford's family only made her more determined to make her own decision.
I just was able to tell my family, no, I'm taking care of this. I have this, and I'm having my child.
Her son Seth is 17 years old now.
When we start taking choices away from doctors and women, we run into bad scenarios.
Marcella Jewell and her husband had already had 2 miscarriages.
The ultrasound tech looked at us and just completely out of the blue said, "Your baby doesn't have a skull." I started crying, shrieking, sobbing. My husband did too.
Their baby's diagnosis was devastating.
A baby could possibly breathe for a little while outside of a body, but it is a condition that is 100% fatal. The longest I've heard of a baby with anencephaly living is maybe like a year.
Jewell and her husband knew the consequences they were facing.
My baby's about to die. I would have to emotionally go through that. I wouldn't have any of the normal experiences of setting up a nursery or shopping for my child. I would have a stillbirth, or I would go in and go through labor and give birth to my baby to watch him die, to literally watch him die.
Even though she decided to terminate the pregnancy, Jewell reminded herself she made the decision she felt was best for her child.
I mean, he was going to die anyway, but he was inside of me. I was his lifeline. I was his life support, and I took him off life support.
But the decision to have a child is just as difficult. Chelsea Garno-Rosner studies healthy relationships and familial structures. Garno-Rosner says there are many factors that affect a child's upbringing. One of these factors is parenthood preparedness.
Unintended pregnancy increases the risk for child maltreatment and abuse and neglect because parents find themselves placed in an incredibly stressful situation. Again, they might suffer from some mental health consequences.
Garno-Rosner also says that these decisions have an impact on existing relationships.
The transition to parenthood is probably one of the greatest strains that can be placed on a relationship.
She says the financial implications that come with raising a child are also something to be considered when planning a family.
But the financial strains of raising children are incredible. The costs go far beyond what I think a lot of parents expect.
Regardless of relationship and financial strains, the stories of Elliott, Rumford, and Jewell show the decision to keep a child is based upon personal experiences, beliefs, and circumstance. Tailoring legislation to these personal factors continues to be a challenge for our society. With producers Kyle McCubbin, Jacqueline Lemp, Caroline Keeley, Emily Powers, and Elena Hand, Veronica Moheski, KBIA News.